Welcome to my rapid fire look at classic PC Engine and MSX games. And today we're going to look at Super Star Soldier on the PC Engine and Space Manbow on the MSX. And now over to the PC Engine title. Super Star Soldier was released in 1990 by Hudson Soft on the PC Engine and 1 year later on the US TurboGrafx. It's a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up and a sequel to the original 1986 MSX release Star Soldier. It's a game with a typical aliens invade Earth storyline and you get sent to nuke 'em all. The game wastes no time and just blasts you out into space as the first level rushes at you. It's very fast paced and plenty of action on hand. The game gives you 4 main weapon types: a big old spread shot, a Truxton styled electricity shot, a massive flamethrower, and guided missiles. Plus you can pick up drone support, and these can be rotated in different directions as supplementary fire, and you can also ram objects with them. Unlike most shooters, I personally found all the weapons work well in all situations. It's simply more of a preference as to what type of fire is more satisfying for you. This game is quite difficult though. It's not cheap, it's simply the stakes are very high. You have to complete each level with one life. You can take multiple hits which downgrade your weapons, but once you die the complete level restarts. It's pretty brutal. The saving grace is 3 lives are given away pretty generously, and honestly I found myself getting so much better at each level immediately. And dying was always down to me being absolutely reckless and not really cheap CPU deaths. You gotta be careful with your weapon pickups though. Once you got what you want, switching to another color resets the power as it switches types, so you're gonna have to do lots of dodging. And curiously, smart bombs are not collected and activated by yourself, but are simply pickups and used instantly on screen, so you really have to look out for them. The game is definitely a challenge across its 8 stages, almost all of them ending on big old boss battles. The graphics are top tier. Really impressive arcade style visuals with zero slowdown anywhere, no matter how hectic it seems to get. And it has an epic fast drums heavy soundtrack that spurs you on. Its pace and style always matches the on-screen action or stage theme perfectly. Super Star Soldier is a worthy sequel and a top-notch shooter from Hudson Soft. And now over to our MSX title. Space Manbow was released in 1989 by Konami for the MSX2 and 2+. It's a horizontal and at points vertical shoot 'em up and an exclusive to the MSX system. It was originally going to be a direct conversion of the Konami arcade game Thundercross, but for whatever reason just ended up being its own original game, not without large references to many Konami arcade games of that era, but is still officially the second game in the Thundercross series. The story in a nutshell is humanity discovers a planet with peaceful terrestrial life and attempts to meet and communicate with them, but accidentally sets off the planet's self-defense system, and therefore all hell breaks loose. Manbow is a lot slower shooter that alternates between traditional horizontal shooting sections and big old bosses, as well as vertical switches making your way through the hub, where dodging and precise flying become the main gameplay element. The game features 2 main weapon types which can be upgraded by pickups, which there are plentiful. The catch is they are constantly getting weaker, so you have to keep collecting them to keep your firepower at the max. You also get drones like in most Konami shooters to supplement the damage, and the level designs themselves are really cool and quite varied and run the gamut of all the space cliches, and there are many odes to other games such as R-Type and more. The switches from horizontal to vertical is a welcome change of pace and gameplay, and also separates those huge boss encounters, which there are plenty of in its massive 8 levels. The graphics themselves are very impressive, really showcasing what the system is capable of in professional hands. There's some slowdown here and there, but nothing that really hampers gameplay whatsoever. The soundtrack is simply phenomenal, lots of subtle and not so subtle winks to the Gradius series, and a big variety in style overall. Thundercross 2 is technically a sequel in the series, lore anyway, but in 2007 an unofficial fan-made sequel, Manbow 2, hit the MSX2, if you're interested in checking that out. Overall, this is a very impressive, slightly obscure Konami shooter made during their heyday. Need I say any more?